I'm sure by now that you've actually heard the news, but in case you haven't, Outriders has been delayed to April 1st, 2021. And of course, this happens while I'm out taking care of my wife and our new baby. Now, you can stick around to the end of the video if you wish, as I've got some news and some updates on that. So find out if you guessed right or wrong regarding if it's a boy or a girl. That'll be at the end of this video. Now, I'm also seeing a theme in which that people are comparing this delay to Cyberpunk. And so I really want to take some time out of my day today to talk about how this delay should not get you worried, considering the state in which Cyberpunk was released, and to give you kind of my thoughts and my perspective, and how this delay could actually end up being a positive one for all of us. Now, welcome everyone to Ginger Prime. My name is Brian, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back, Soul Nation. Today, you've unlocked the legendary title of Overlord, so rep it with pride. But we actually have a lot to discuss today, and as always, it's my goal not to really waste anyone's time with these videos, so you can always feel free to jump to any chapter selection in the YouTube part of this below, so you can kind of skip these intros or whatever. You do you. Check it out if you're interested. But if you're new here, I really do hope that you hit that subscribe button so you can collect your new legendary title. And as always, you can feel free to unsubscribe later if you don't end up liking the content of the video itself or overall for the channel itself. No judgment or hard feelings whatsoever. But now I really want to dive in and talk about this delay, because it's not just a delay. There's a lot of things going on around here, and let's go ahead and start with just setting the context of the message that they sent, because I think this is really a class act move. So they start, Happy New Year. We believe it's important that players get to experience a new IP like Outriders before release, so that you can decide for yourselves whether the game is something that you wish to pre-order and or purchase or play. For this reason, we're excited to announce that February 5th, 2021, we'll be publishing a free demo, giving everyone the chance to play this for the first few hours of the game with all 4 classes, in both single player and co-op, along with seamless migration, and this is the real key here, of your character and progress to the full game. Square Enix has done this a couple times with several of their games, and I think it's immensely successful, especially with the new IP. And we're going to talk more about that new IP and why it's important that you try before you buy with Outriders here in just a little bit. But speaking of which, we've decided to move the release date of Outriders to April 1st, 2021. No joke. We'll be spending this extra time fine-tuning the game and focusing on delivering a fantastic play experience at launch. Thanks for hanging in a little longer. We appreciate your patience, the Outriders team. So first and foremost, the demo here is absolutely critical. I even posted a video on why this game isn't like a Destiny, it isn't like a Division, it isn't like Warframe, it isn't like Anthem. It's a not a single player, it's a self-contained RPG that happens to be a shooter. It happens to have that kind of story-driven aspect, and it also happens to include multiplayer. Diablo is another really good example, but really Remnant of the Ashes, I think, is the most keen connection when you compare it. Obviously, you're going to get feels for Gears of War. Obviously, there's all these things that mentally we will connect to it, but that can end up being a negative on the game itself. Being that if you expect a game that's going to give you 3,000 hours of play, maybe you as a player would play it for 3,000 hours, like I and others have done with Destiny. But it could also set the wrong expectations. You could beat the game and then you're like, oh no, there's nothing else to do. There might be more things to do. They're really I always kind of still think and hold to the belief that this is kind of like a Trojan horse. If the game is successful, if we all really love it and it finds a really solid community, that they will continue to roll out content for it. But I don't think they're trying to market that. They're not trying to sell us a possible future. They're trying to sell us a solid foundation. And I think that's a real key differential here. Anyway, the second piece of this, which is really important, is the demo. That demo itself, you getting to go hands-on with it on February 25th. We'll be able to play. Maybe we'll even do a stream here on the channel. If we want to team up, let me know. I think that sounds like it could be a lot of fun. But being able for you and me to sit back and play this game so you don't have to rely on YouTubers like myself or others. You can actually go hands-on and then use that to make a decision whether you want to go all in or if you want to wait and still see for reviews. I love that aspect. If you want to pre-order, pre-order. If you want to wait for reviews, wait for reviews. You're an adult. It's your money. Do whatever the hell you want. I'm not here to try and influence you one way or the other. I don't get paid for that. I don't get paid at all. This is free content that I just enjoy making. So beyond that, I think the fact that you'll be able to go and touch the game yourself, so it can either set the right expectation, you can then decide, oh yeah, this is something that is worth it, that you get that feel for the guns, you get that feel for the power, and you can decide, yes, this is something I'm excited about, or no, maybe it's not for me. You don't waste your time and your money, and then we don't end up having this drama thing happening in April or May or whatever, where you see all these YouTubers come out and be like, oh, Outriders is dead. Oh, no. It's like, that's just such BS that anyway, it annoys me personally speaking, but we'll just leave it at that. I don't want to turn this into a rant video because it's generally really positive. April 1st delays. It's a bummer, right? I was really looking forward to playing this next month. Looking forward to teaming up with you guys, having a good time with this game. Yeah, okay, so we got to wait a little bit longer. I was looking at what other games are coming out in February. Thankfully, there's a bunch of games that I'm kind of personally excited about. So, long story short, delays, kind of fun. But now let's shift it because there is a context here to Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk didn't have a demo. You couldn't try it. You couldn't try it on PlayStation or Xbox. You couldn't see that it wasn't ready. They showed the first-hand best version of the game itself. They're just kind of showing everything, right? You're going to see the core gameplay loop. You're going to see if it runs on your system, whether you're on a base, last generation Xbox One or PS4, or if you're on a current generation Series X, PlayStation 5, or we don't know if they're going to be on Stadia just yet. It's coming to Stadia, but they continue to say Stadia will come in a later date, so no clarification there on that. Or if your PC can handle and run the game. Cyberpunk was hidden, in that way. Now, I haven't had a good Cyberpunk experience, but I am privileged in that way. We've talked about that before. I don't need to rehash it here. But there is no wall here. There's nothing for them to hide behind. The only thing that will be a question is, does the end game excite you? And unfortunately, you're not going to be able to experience that. That's something that if that's the core aspect of why you'll want to play this game, then you'll have to wait for reviews if you don't get excited about that. I think that in and of itself shows immense confidence in this game. It shows immense confidence in this game because a new IP, no matter what, will always try to be kind of piecemealed compared to other games. We saw the same thing when Destiny launched. A lot of people made the apt comparison of Halo and Borderlands because what was Destiny? We didn't know what it was. At some point, and if this game is successful, you'll see other games being like, oh, that's like an Outriders or something like that. So it's when you have a successful IP, does it kind of set a new standard? But prior to that, when it's new, there's still confusion. And we see that continue. I continue to see that in the comments because people just need to go hands on with it. And, and that will help, clear up any of the fog in that way. So I think it's important that what they're saying here is what they're doing. Now, the third part of it, speaking of which, we decided to release Outriders on April 1st. They want to spend extra time fine-tuning the game. That's where I think people are drawing that connection to Cyberpunk. Oh, Cyberpunk got delayed. It got delayed. In fact, this isn't the first delay for Outriders. How it was targeting 2020. However, obviously, last year being the year of suck, that's just how everything got delayed. And pushing it to April, I think, gives them time to fine-tune it. The other thing the demo is going to do, from a networking perspective for you and me, is that when April 1st happens, they should have all of that worked out. So launch should go incredibly smoothly. This is an always online game. And I know that turns a lot of people off. And that's why it's important that they know that. If that's your line in the sand, well, this isn't going to be the game for you. And I feel for you. We can theorize about they could have done X, Y, and Z, but I'm not in the development chair. I'm not in the chair that makes the decisions. I'm just in the chair that plays the games. And so that's, I'm with you. But at the same time, thankfully, I'm in a place that my internet is always on in that regard as a YouTuber. Anyway, so I think those are the three things that kind of differentiate it from Cyberpunk. I think this is a really confidence move. And I think this is going to ultimately help the community get established and find itself and be able to have this game expand on it. I like that they're not selling me on a future. I personally do. I think that is actually a power move. And at the end of the day, whether it is something that continues on or doesn't, I'm going in with the mindset that I'm going to play an RPG for a story and I can play it with my friends. And I'm looking forward to diving into everything this game has to offer. And I really want them to knock it out of the park. But that's my expectation. And hopefully it's achieved. I try to usually set my expectations low, but that's just me. And I'm trying to keep my hype level in check. So hopefully I'm not overhyping you in that regards. I try to take this really seriously when I consider my words and the reach that you guys have continued to hit subscribe. So thank you very much for this opportunity to talk to you guys about video games. So that's it. More Outriders videos will be coming down the pipe, probably a little bit slower, as the fact that there's probably going to be a little cool off until we get more back into the build up before we get closer to the 25th and to April 1st, but hopefully you stick around with me on that one. And with that, we come to the best part of the video, personal updates. So if you guys aren't interested in seeing thanks for being here. But I want to say the comment of the last video, the top comment comes from Eldridge saying, "The only person I see making videos for Outriders, I'm here to stay." And thank you so much for that comment. Honestly, this comment section on his comment for the top comment got a lot of traction. Lots of great creators recommended. So if you guys like a creator out there, feel free to recommend them to me. YouTube's algorithm always is a little bit weird. And so I find that the creators that I connect with the most usually come from your recommendations. But also Eldridge and Jag Gaming, thank you for hitting that join button, supporting the Diaper Fund. As new members, I will have your name in the members section welcoming you. And so I just want to welcome you personally for hitting that join button. Really appreciate the support. It goes so far and I can't thank you enough. Also, family update time, guys. Like in the last video, I let you know we were going to have a baby. We didn't know if it was a boy or a girl. If you guessed girl, you have now unlocked a new title, The Wise One. So enjoy that title. Rep it with pride. Thank you so much. It has been a joy. Her name is Elizabeth, and we're so happy that she is here, a part of our family. And I couldn't be happier. I'm just a proud papa in this case. So anyway, we're getting a little bit of sleep, and anyway, that is what it is. We'll call that for what it is. Guys, if you enjoyed these videos, the best way that you can help is actually by liking, sharing, and subscribing. And I say this with all sincerity, but only if you feel like I've earned it. There's a lot of junk out there on the internet, and I'd rather have the best community rather than the biggest. So just kind of keep that in mind. Guys, if you made it to the end of this video, I do thank you so much for your time today. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below, and I'll do my best to respond to them as always, or if needed, address them in a future video. For Ginger Prime, my name is Brian. Thank you for watching. I hope you have the best day ever, and I'll see you in my next video. But until then, take care. This video is sponsored by me, Ginger Prime. Hopefully you'll check out my podcast channel, Ginger Gaming Radio, which we have lots of guests, lots of great conversations, and even more highlights. Links are in the description below. Let me know what you think. Thanks.